Hello everybody and welcome back to K2SE. Fantastic Mr. Ghost sitting out here in the desert land, and I have a design of the rocket sections, folks. It is a thing. It will be happening today. But before I go undo all that, I copied my Factorio folder. I have a single install K2SE, that's it. So I can copy the whole thing over into a new folder, and I go in and I can muck around with mods and test them out before I go forward with them. And then I keep my old save, my old folder for around just in case. Gotta have fail safes, right? I don't want to lose all this time, that I've, put into this. So you gotta have fail safes, workarounds, things like that. And I tested the mini loader thing where, I can remove the K2SE, or it's K2, Factorio 2 mini loaders, and install the mini loader mod, and that will allow me to use circuit network, and I get filter mini loaders in that case too. So it's gonna be very helpful for train unloading and getting things more tighter and concise. I love the mini loader mod. And they're just reskinned inserters. They work exactly like the K2 mini loader. If K2 had filter mini loaders, I would be fine with that, because I could actually, work around it a little bit. But the problem is I need to be able to wire up to the mini loader. Speaking of which, I didn't go over this last episode here. I do have a little LTN test thing. For some reason, I have this network ID set to 7, and default is -1. So you click on this little box here. This is a bit mask, and it's weighted. So these things they add up, right? So it's 1 plus 2 plus 3, I think, or is it? Let's see. We can go a none. 1, 2, 3. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's not. It is a bit mask. So it's 1, 2, 4, right? 8, 16. So if I click on 5, it goes up to 23. So this is binary, basically. It's pretty cool. So up to 32 bits. And I think you could use this in other ways too. I don't know if you can skim that, read that, and do common stuff with it. So I set these to 7, and the concept here is LTN doesn't. You can have one network on ID 1 and another network on 2, 3, 4. You can have up a huge amount of networks, as you can imagine. You're limited to let's say all, none. That's kind of weird how it's -1. Well, there you go. So if I could take this one off here, -2. Oh, interesting how it's a negative number there. Huh. So I wonder if we take off, okay, it's minus there. So if you take off the 32, it's a positive number. I don't know what the 32 is, how it's negating. I think it's 1. You have to count the 1, and that's 32. So 1 to 31 is actually 32 possibilities, binary. So 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 1, 2, 8, so on and so forth. 256, 512, 1048, whatever. 1024, 2096. I can't remember. I used to be able to rattle them off. Add quick. So let's see, shift click to change icon description. Interesting. Oh, that's pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, you have this many possibilities if I turn this one off in network IDs. So that's pretty powerful. You don't need that many. Now, since I'm on negative, did I screw with this one? I did. Yeah, that's fine. I can go none and then 7. So for some reason, I don't know if I mentioned this last episode, trains are deploying in network ID -1. I just left it at default, which is -1. Usually I change it to something in my general network. I decided not to do that on this for this playthrough, I figured I'll just go with -1 and, everything will be fine. Well, I think the -1 is scooping up everything. So -1 is all networks, no matter what you send them to. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. It's weird. So anyway, I'm experimenting here. I actually don't need this here, but whatever. And here's my train, loading control. And it works. I think it works. But the problem was I kept getting trains deploying, and they're picking up copper plate in a lot of it. Because, well, it's a 111 train, so it's 4,000 copper plate that I could fill up. So I have to run over there, stop it, and then sometimes this train will deploy. I don't know why. This is kind of cool. Look at this. We got a coronal mass ejection on a different planet altogether. I wonder if I can... Oh, weird. I can't just click on it. So, long story short, I had to put power here because of this decider combinator, so I grabbed a couple solar panels. Long story short, this does work with the little section of belt, but it's kind of awkward to have that extra little belt all the time, and then I have to control that. I'd rather use the mini loader mod. And then the other thing that I like to do is, I think I mentioned this already. We'll use these, obviously. I like to have LTN, drop off, multiple items or whatever, or a train network. You drop off multiple items, and then I can use these cases to side load and take care of everything in the front end here. So then I have copper iron on the belt, or whatever is needed. And obviously, I think it's right down here is a prime example of I need iron rods and gear wheels for this part right here. And I just remembered I have to make these parts here for here. So I have to actually make gear wheels and rods. Oh, you know what I was going to do? I think I was just going to do a machine out here and bring iron to it, because this is just iron. Okay. So basically, the mini loader concept here, obviously I want to be doing side loading for certain items. I've got a lot of things going on here. We got heat shield. Is that heat shielding? Yeah. Heat shielding goes into this on this part here. So it just makes sense to be able to do mini loaders, filter mini loaders. And then when it comes to loading later on, I may not want to, load a full train. You can use LTN to easily stop the inserters from working, or the mini loaders for that matter, and get that, handled. So there's a lot of flexibility and a lot more control you can have over your loading and unloading, which is what I want. I did look, and the mini loader mod does have the Factorio versions. They will match up with the belt. So we have everything up to, I think, the 90. It's got purple and blue or whatever in there. So I think there's a 60 and a 90. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to look through. Oh, you know what we could do? I can get a combinator, and well, here we go. So trying to find it, and we look at belt here, and so we have, the vanilla ones. We have 60, 90, and we have our space, and it does have the space mini loader. And then we have 90, 90, 90, 90. Oh, and then we have different colors. Yeah, all these different colors. Pretty cool. 90, 90, 90, 90. Okay. So I don't know. This is a 90. So I did look at the research tree, but I didn't notice these belts here. And I'm okay with that as long as we have the 90 mini loader, which we do. So what I'm going to do is I have the save already copied over, and I'm going to change this save and update all the mini loaders. And then I'm going to work on this project here, and we're going to do a speed up video. But let's go over it. Oh, first off, I punched down more solar. And I found out something. Look at this. Now, I'm very glad this is the case, and I made sure. Well, I wanted to put solar here. As you can see, it wouldn't let me build on this. Well, now it does. Now I can build on it. And if you go to a core, that's not, here we go, here's one here. And I didn't even think to read this. I thought, oh, okay, it's just here, you can't do anything about it. Well, if you read, which is very important sometimes, you can close it with a cliff explosive or a grenade in order to build over it. And you can break it apart again by putting the core mining drill on top of it. So you can, it lets you build. You have to blow it up though, so it collapses it temporarily. Temporarily meaning you can open it up with a mining drill. So I thought that was the coolest thing. I am very happy about that. We can't see this one, but it still smokes. It's pretty cool. Still really cool. All right, so I found that out. Yay! Today I learned, right? So, anywho, I think I went ahead and did a level 3 on this. I don't know why. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't know if it's too much. I might do a level 2 with the speed prod, but I'm mainly trying to make sure this runs consistently here. This burner one. So we got the inserter chain going on here. We got all the parts coming in, and that is up here. And my plan is to build this for this only. Okay, I'm not trying to, train this up and bring it, I'm not trying to do more than just build it for the rocket sections. If at a later date, what I'll do is I'll do I could do a hub and just include all this in there. All the little bits and bobs, just build them on site and not have to have a whole train network filled with crap that I don't necessarily want. But what it comes down to it is you may want these parts on a rocket. I don't know. I don't think so. What I think is I'd like to have a hub with a rocket and load it up with stuff, and then I can launch the rocket to a planet and build like crazy and get everything up and running, right? So I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how I want to go about it, but point is, this is going to feed this. And when I'm gonna have them vertical, so I'm gonna have train unloading, and it's just copper and iron for these parts, which is really nice. And then all the parts will be coming in via train, right to left. This is north to south, I guess you could say. And then we'll build everything here on site. And so I've got the pumps and the storage tanks here popping along. And, two-sided belt. And I've got the iron beam here. I might do prod speed in this one because it's pretty slow. And I can also add another one if I need to. So I got the pump, the tank. The pipe is going to feed the pump as well as go on the belt here. It's just going to be a one-sided belt because that's all I need it for. Over here is red circuit steel. So red circuit steel, pump, tank, pipe. And lots of undergrounds here. I had to spread this out to make room because we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, where's it? 5 right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. 6, 7 right here. So I'm feeding in. I'm going underground here, and I'm feeding the storage part. And then this one is just 4 parts, whereas the tank, the rocket fuel tank is 4 parts. The storage is 4, so that's a total of 8 parts. So this is 2. Wait a minute. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where's that 8th part at? I'm trying to figure that out here. Oh, red circuit is shared. Yes, so red circuit is a shared resource. That's why, yeah. So it's actually 7 items there. So that's your 7th there. And then we got the inserters here. Inserter case, which is inserter. Oh, wait a minute. Inserter's on this one, yeah. Okay, now we got this one here using the blue belt to, make the reach there. We've got the, this is for the rocket part, the rocket section cargo. We've got 5 parts, but 2 of them are here. So we actually have 3 we're bringing in, and that's right here. Heat shielding, and we've got the low density structure rocket control units. Zoom, and they go all the way down. And so that's done there. And here's the inserter build up here. So we've got the rod and gear wheel. Most likely what I'll do is I'll build it out here and, you know, bring the iron in, because we're going to have iron here, and iron's going to be up here. So most likely I'll bring the iron train and copper train top side, and then I'll bring a belt down and do whatever processing I need to do for these things here. I think it'll be, well, these are coming from up top, these 3 items up top side there. This item here, there's electric motor. Everything else is pretty straightforward. So just iron is going to be brought down to process further. So it'll be probably a separate belt. I don't foresee this eating too much, you know, material. You know, it's not going to be a high volume, but it's high enough where, yeah, it's going to be kind of crazy. Oh, there, look at this, man. This is going crazy here. Look at this stuff. So iron, copper up here. Bring the iron down. All these little bits and bobs. So this is the output here for these things. So let's go over. I think I've got everything covered here. Yeah, this is going to be the output belt. So my vision is to have, you know, rocket silos. I'm gonna have this feeding each rocket. So we'll split off. The rockets will be, you know, right here. So we go up and we have a rocket silo. And then I think the top part will be, let's see, I don't know. I'll have to see how it's going to play out. But point is, we're going to split, and then we're going to feed the rocket, each individual rocket here. And I don't know if I'm going to do, you know, priority to one rocket versus another, or if I just let them all go. So we'll have to see how that runs. So the, yeah, so a silo for each major part that I need. And I'm mainly going to focus on science, but because when it comes to building, I'm just going to have all the materials in the rocket silo, and we're going to blast off to other planets or wherever, and we're going to build what we need to build, set up a rocket silo. I would like to, and I'm thinking that because we don't have the tech unlocked to do interplanetary spaceships or I think it's interstellar, you know, where we can go between, you know, solar systems, basically. I think that's going to change the game when it comes to getting things from surface to surface up in space. When it comes to planets, though, we need to have rocket sections delivered or made on site for each planet that we're manufacturing on. So if we have a bunch of crap we're doing with the Mersium or whatever, we're going to have to do a processing area on a planet. We're going to have maybe our own rocket section build and everything. So it'll be copper, iron, blah, 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 you know, all that. At least that's kind of how I'm envisioning it, to keep it kind of simple, because we have core mining drills. As long as we have like a high power system, which, you know, I'm going to be looking into the other power that we unlocked, because solar isn't going to cut it for going off planet, you know, I think, because it's just too big and too time consuming to make. I think that we'll be able to do some of the other power. And I think, like, for example, we have these condenser turbines here, and we can't do this one because we don't have Cobrix, but we can actually do get enough fuel to run the nuclear power. But, you know, it's kind of tricky because we have so many byproducts from it. We also have this fluid isothermic generator. So I'll look into these two here. I think they work with steam and the pyroflux, which is, I think, the first thing we're going to do is pyroflux, because I want to get rocket fuel produced at a higher rate with less power. And I'm not sure exactly how. I might, you know, again, we might have to set up a rocket launching system to get the rocket fuel from our planet to this planet, so that we can do launches from here easier. And then that can be our supply. We can have multiple silos going automated to different areas from that point too. But pyroflux is the key to the rocket fuel. I'll review that here so we can craft that. Right click on the rocket fuel here. Oh wait, sorry. Let's go up. Click on the rocket fuel there. Left click. And here's the pyroflux. And you notice that it's only 60. That's pretty low. So we need iron, coal, oxygen, just not too bad, not too much oxygen. And that's pretty manageable. So here's the pain in the butt part is 1,000 ammonia for that. 1,000 hydrogen chloride for that. 100 light oil, but again, you get byproducts and you need to deal with the gas. So the heavy oil cracks the light. That's no problem. But the gasoline, we have to make solid fuel out of, right? So we have to deal with that. So if we left click on that or right click on that, and we went over this last episode where the only thing we can do with it is make, well, we can make biomatter. What are you going to do with that? You know, I mean, plastic, you know, whatever. I mean, yeah, you could make plastic and void it, you know, or you could probably void the gasoline, but that's a lot of gasoline. So you want to make use of it. You know, we can make sulfur. Now there's things that we could probably do on planet, you know, to use these things. So we can use the light oil for rocket fuel and gasoline for something else. It's just, I'm looking at a solution where there's no byproducts, you know. Now here's chemical gel, which we're going to need, but we have to put cosmic water in it. So we have to send gasoline up in space and make the cosmic water, combine it, make the chemical gel, which is not a problem. So there is an option here. It's just right now we don't have that set up. So I'm looking for a solution for the rocket fuel right now, currently. And then we have, here's vulcanite blocks. So here's a use for our gasoline. It's not much, but it adds up. We can barrel it, put it up, and then solid fuel. And then we can make this stuff here. Oh yeah, we can break it back down into oil, coal, and wood. So that would be kind of nice for steel, because steel uses coal and wood. And then we can void it, see? And that would be here. Now there's the pollution factor that goes with that too. I mean, it's just a waste, you know. You want to use that gasoline if you're going to make it. So anyway, let's go over this here. This is the automation core. It worked. I did all this in Hellmod, but this gives me a general idea. What I did is computing by factory. I just want to know how many machines I need to get this to operate. I didn't do this in the beginning of the series here because I'm just like, I just want to get through the sciences and get rolling. But as you can see, it's almost 1-to-1 here. And this is what Hellmod kind of fails at is, well, it's not failing. It's telling you exact numbers, right? It doesn't help is maybe what I should say. Maybe the wording is, it doesn't help. But you have to use your brain now and go, all right, well, that's basically a 1-to-1. Yeah, it's a little less on that one machine there. So if you maybe kick this to a level 2, now you're getting close to a 1-to-2, right? Or 1-to-1 on that. So don't use a level 3 machine. So that I would probably I'll probably update that design there if I remember. And then we got the electrical stuff here. So again, it's like little over 1-to-2. And I put 2 machines exact in because that's what I wanted. And then we got a little over 3 on the copper cable. And I'm okay with that. That's fine. I'm all right with it running a little slower. And then we have that's the electric engine there. This is the automation core here. So we got basically, this is a prime example of maybe I could use a level 2 machine. Nope, can't do it. So I need a level 3 on that in that case. Oh, went back. Cool. So 1-to-2. And then this is basically a 1-to-1 on that. So this is the automation core, and that's here. So I just went boop, boop, like that. Now, if we go back in, click on that, level 2, and now we're over 2, see? So we kind of need those modules in there, So we'll go ahead and click on that and recover that. There we go. So, yeah, there's the automation core there. Oh, I think what I'll do is let's get rid of the flashies there because it's kind of hard to see sometimes. So, yeah, 1-to-1 on that. Rod machine in the middle. I'll put here. Then I'm bringing iron in here. Side loading onto this belt here. So that's going to be on the interior. The exterior is where the insert is by default. Export to. So I have iron and gears on this belt for that motor. So iron. And that's all we need for that. And then the output's here. And then we've got the electric motors. So this is like a green circuit build with a little bit of a twist with the gear wheels here. So we got copper coming in, obviously. And then we feed the motors here. And then I've got the iron coming in, and it's feeding the gears and the electric motor here. So we got gear and iron. There's your copper cable. And the exporting is here. So that should work just fine. I think I went over everything. I don't think I did anything up here at all. Oh, that's the steel there. Let's see. Oh, this is done. And what I did to speed it up was I used the base and I cut a train in here temporarily. And I used this fuel here to, I was basically bringing 25,000 fuel up to speed that up. Because I want to get rid of this stone patch. If anything, I'd rather use this stone than the stone I tapped out in the world there. So, yeah, it is what it is. So I'll pull this crap up here. And we'll do a speed up video on this. And we'll get it fired up. And, okay, so before I do the speed up video, before I do it, because you won't see it, I'm going to update the base with mini loaders. So that's what I wanted to present. All right, let's get cracking and stop talking. All right, back to normal speed. Oh boy, this was quite interesting. I've had worse. You know, I'm playing Pyanodons. This is nothing compared to Pyanodons right now. But the volume is what gets you on this mod here, because we're kind of close to vanilla with a lot of extra parts. Whereas Pyanodons is like 10,000 steps to get to one, which is 10,000 part of 10,000 steps. So if you haven't noticed, yep, we got the mini loader mod now. So I had to go through the whole base and find well, I had to hook back in the blue mini loaders where they were gone. So that means the mining ops and the wood processing for the starter base, to be there's stone stone input outputs, that the sand. Oh my god, it wasn't too bad. I've had worse. So what's great about this is now I can side load right out of the case, because LTN has this feature where you can request multiple items just like TSM. Train controllers are great because like TSM and LTN CyberSyn I haven't done yet, but you can do this. I'm sure the same thing, and I can utilize a train stop to the maximum, so that's really cool. So yeah, there's some spaghetti I kind of got rid of. Like there's some more I could get rid of. Like this could go up here, and then I just go right on in, side load, blah blah blah. So this curve would go away. Some of this other stuff, it's just there's so many things coming in, and trying to get it all to feed this mess is another story. What would have been easier, obviously, is putting inserters on the train, you know, so build this inserter build would be somewhere else. But I didn't want to do that because, well, I'm not going to need inserters on a train, you know. I mean, that just seems silly to me. I had to add an iron beam because I didn't hell mod this out, and it turns out it's 2 to 1 there. And so this thing ran pretty good after I did that. Let's see up here. Yeah, this is what I like. Again, this is what I like about these big cases and mini loaders that can filter. I can come out of this case right here, you know, this big case. I got iron coming out 3 spots. Now I could have split here and went this way with it, but why should I when I can just do a filter mini loader and feed one thing? So basically it's just one red belt coming out, you know, and I don't have to muck around. So yeah, I like to have that option. So basically it's just copper and iron and you know, done. I added this, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I have a rod and gear machine, and that's coming around and going over here. I could probably you know, come up. I could probably do something different with that. Maybe I could put it, well, I didn't want to put it on the ends of these because these are specific for these areas here. I could probably come off of here, go straight down. But, you know, that's fine. It works. And we've got this thing. I got this little LED display here. It's real simple. Taking the fuel, multiplying it by 1, outputting a green signal so we get the green light. And these are in 20,000 segments all the way up to equal to and less than 199,000 because these will never get to 200,000. At least I've never seen it do that. All right, so I got 2 rocket silos here. I'm contemplating the space capsule loading here, and the inserter is set to less than 1 on the capsule. Now this one rocket here is going to be for the sciences, going up to space, you know, and feeding what's going on up you know, in orbit here. Oh yeah, notice the protection here. I am not having a full rocket destroyed. That would make me cry. I'd probably rage quit. So I got the second rocket here. What I'm thinking is we have to go off planet to get vulcanite and cryonite, and I'm gonna need to send rocket parts and the fuel to other rockets until I can get the tech unlocked where we can, you know, start to shuttle things around a lot easier, because we're kind of like in a bind right now where we don't have the tech to do what we need to do. So it's kind of like hands-on. At least that's what it seems like. So I have to be able to send rockets to other planets to build the rocket back up, you know. So the other problem is the space capsule. I need to be able to get the space capsule back, and that's why I figure, well, I'll load a space capsule maybe in here to get, you know, to build it, but then also I need to load a space capsule for the other, you know, for the new rocket to be built, because once you send it, it's gone, right? You have to rebuild a new one, and you don't get your parts back fully and 100%, so you need to build more. So that's why, you know, we're in a low-tech kind of launching situation here. So, and then I'm going to have another rocket here for personal use to get around in, because that's the only way to get, you know, to other planets is we got to have our own rocket to, you know, build and whatnot. So one of the things I did with LTN that I couldn't do, well, I could do if I had that belt, like I was experimenting with the belt section, but I don't really trust it because I know this works. So here's the arithmetic comment here. It's taking the train's contents, multiplying it by -1, and it's basically subtracting against the request amount, and then it shuts off the mini loaders here. I'm doing this in the Pionodons map, basically, and it works great, you know. So I can set a request for 500 of these heat shieldings and be done with it, or I can send a train over here and just say fill up completely, and time out, come back, you know. So that's the whole point of that there, and I got it set up on the low density structures here as well. And then I went over to the green circuit build, and there it is. So we're able to meter whatever amount of green circuits we want out of that, And that would be for like the hub, you know, once I get to that point. And then red circuits is metered. Oh, this is the rocket control units. This is the red circuits here. And then I've got the processing units being metered there. The fuel is not metered. It's just come and fill up and go. Don't need to worry about it. You don't have to use the commutator, but it helps a lot. This thing is nuts, man. Look at this. It's crazy. So we've got 167,000 fuel. Oh, I patched in my train from the base because that's going to go away now. I don't need this. I don't need this anymore, but I might as well keep it running for now because I have the resources here still. So this is going to fill up. And when it hits 25,000, it goes. It's just a point-to-point train is all it is. Fill up, empty. So I can utilize this as well. And then I haven't tied in the hydrogen yet over on that other build there. So that'll be next. Hydrogen, nitrogen, ammonia to the, and well, plus oxygen gives us the solid rocket fuel there. So the next thing, yeah, the other thing that I'm going to have to do is build this thing, these little capsules. But like I said, I don't know. I might micromanage this until we can get the other technologies so I can shuttle, you know, capsules around if needed. So I don't know. I'm not too sure how I'm not too entirely sure what the direction that Arendal was thinking here on that. Let me get rid of this crap while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, because yeah, it's kind of weird that, okay, I need to, you know, be off planet. I'm not going to build a whole mega base just for a capsule and to build rockets. I would think you'd want to do this on one planet, or this stuff here. You want to do this on one planet and then distribute it. You might need more than one of these, you know, a lot because of the sheer, you know, amount. Well, oh, we get to the point where we get 100% recovery though. So when you launch a rocket to a planet, you can build a new rocket on that planet from that launch, and then that gets launched to somewhere else, and that gets repurposed where you're at. So it's kind of like, you know, I would imagine that you're going to be able to build and rebuild, you know, wherever you launch to, you can launch from. But at this point, we don't have the tech to recover 100% of our stuff. So I think that's an issue. All right, so next plan here is we're going to be the whole point of this was working towards these science packs here. So I'm starting to putz around with it and break it down in Helmod to see what the numbers are looking like and all that. So I don't overbuild or underbuild. And so we've got the production science pack here. And there's a bunch of challenges with this one. Here's why we need vulcanite. And then we've got the utility science pack here. And we're going to need cryonite for that. So 2 different planet systems, 2 different planet surfaces. One's hot, one's cold. Pretty cool. So we're going to need efficiency modules for that and all this good stuff. So I'm going to break this down and get a plan together. And a good thing is the space science, which I put in here. The base rate I have for all these is 60 a minute. I don't know if that's, you know, going to work or not. But right now I can't handle 60 a minute with the current production I have. I just need a baseline, you know, to run off of. And that's not to say that I won't do Factorio 2 at 60 a minute either. However, a lot of the sciences that we have are 30 and 45. 60 is like later on, you know, with the mining prod and stuff that we can do. So basically what I'm going to do is break these down, get a plan together, and it's a lot. There's going to be some, you know, multiple episodes coming up where we're going to be doing, you know, one and then the other. So this one here, the one thing that's going to be kind of tricky is this iron ingot. Vulcanite's going to be really tricky. I don't know. The card isn't going to be that bad, but you know, it's work. What I'm thinking is, in order to do, look at this, man. We have to smelt this on the ground, and I got pyroflux on this here. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I got the pyroflux. Oh yeah, we need pyroflux to do the iron processing into molten. So what I'm thinking of doing is sending the molten up, because we need to use these things right here, the thermodynamics facility, in order to get the ingots. And you can't place these on the ground, but we need the ingot for the science. So obviously that's got to be done up, you know, in space, and then it gets consumed into the science pack, you know. So this I have on this planet. I can set this planet up to send up whatever amount, we need. What I'm going to do is probably set it up where we can do, like send up like 2,000, an equivalent of 2,000 science runs. So if it's like 30 science packs for research, okay, well, I'll have 2,000, so we'll have 30 less than. And when I run out, I manually send the rocket up, so it'll constantly fill. Now I can do some triggering and stuff and see if that works, but right now I don't mind automating at this point. So yeah, Vulcanite is going to be, I think, our project for next episode. We got to get off planet, got to set up a silo, and get a launch pad set up over on another planet there. So yeah, this is going to be the tricky part for this science pack, is this iron ingot here. Is that what it is? Iron ingot, yeah. And then the machine learning data, that's in both of these here, which is cool. This pack, it's not as bad because we have the products. We can make these efficiency modules and set up a space on this planet, no problem. We already have the ability, we have this processing unit, we can do the belt, no problem. Just got to get off planet and do the cryonite rod. Well, that's another story, but this is going to be our vulcanite, but it doesn't look as bad. It's using steam and it kicks out water. So this planet has water. The vulcanite is on a planet where it's volcanic. There's no water, so that's a little tricky. But the solar is pretty good, depending on where you are, of course. Now, what's crazy is we got to send up heavy oil too, so I'm gonna have to work on that as well. But the learning data I broke out in here, and that one you need the blank data card. You get scrap, so we'll have to, set up the scrap. We got bots and stuff to handle that, which is fine. Green circuit, and then the blank data card. Here's the blank data card is the red circuit, so I have to send red circuits up now. And then we got the cosmic water. We can handle that easy. Rough data card kicks out scrap. Oh, and then we got contaminated cosmic water. Now, when it comes to this thing here, I could probably send up the rough data storage substrate up into space from a planet surface, because the cosmic water is done up in space, I think. I do believe. If we can do it, I'll have to look and see if I can do this on the planet, because I'd rather send up more of a finished product. Look, this is a space manufactory, so we'd have to send up these 3 items and make it up in space. We can send the copper plate up directly from the planet, which is fine. So we'll send these 3 things up, and then we'll assemble it. And then we need the servers, supercomputers up in space. I think these are only up in space. Oh, look at this. It kicks out scrap. So, yeah, it's going to be a challenge there. The space science, I went ahead and just plopped it in here just to do a little quick run of it. Oh, here's the rocket fuel using Pyrex there. Let me show you the planet. So here's the cryonite right here. And this is so we're on Cornetto, this planet here. And notice the solar is 22. But there is nothing saying there's no water. There is water on this planet. So we can do like water-based power, but not solar. Now, if we go to Astus, I think it's Astus. Notice how it says waterless here. And also, there is an alien structure on this planet here. I don't know. Here it is right here. So here's some cryonite or vulcanite. And there's an alien structure. I really want to check this out and see if there's any goodies in here that we can use, That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, there's no water on this planet at all. And I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see what we can do here. But I'll make the plans to get here in the next episode. I definitely want to go here, and I want to check this thing out right here. It'd be kind of fun. So anyway, yeah, made some good progress so far. I'm really happy with how things are going. Got a good system going here. Just got a lot of loose ends that we can't tie up until we get the tech. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.